Quick disclaimer. This is all conjecture based on rumors combined with speculative imagination. There are very few real facts here, as most of what we know is speculative, but figure I'd get it out of the way. Howdy everybody, I hope you have all had a very merry and happy Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever the hell you celebrate. It's the first day of 2016, and it's been a pretty exciting but tiring set of holidays this year. I've seen all sorts of family all over the place, but I can't complain as it's been really enjoyable too, of course. The most exciting news is that my fiance and I have moved into a new place. Hence why it's been 3 weeks since my last real video. Sorry about that, I'll try to be better in the future. So some interesting details have rolled in on AMD's upcoming R9 400 series of graphics processors, thanks to a couple of sources. According to these reported leaks, which are completely plausible but not confirmed, the code name for AMD's new graphics architecture is called Polaris, which should be available sometime this year. Those in astronomy know that Polaris is the brightest star in the sky, and is more commonly known as the North Star. Polaris is also the namesake of the world's first submarine-launched ballistic missile back in the late 1950s, which is also the subject matter of a pretty awesome song by the thrash metal band Megadeth. Check it out. It's called Rust in Peace, Polaris. The current graphics core Next architecture we know and love has been with us for 4 years, used in 3 series of graphics cards and numerous APUs, including the ones in the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. GCN itself has been through 3 different versions, externally referred to as GCN 1.0, 1.1, and 1.2 respectively, with minor improvements and additions to the feature sets of each version. It is up in the air if Polaris is just a logical advancement of GCN or a completely new clean sheet design. GCN itself was a clean sheet design when it was introduced 4 years ago, replacing the VLIW 4 and 5 architecture used in the Radeon 2000 through 6000 series of graphics cards. Now, depending on who you ask, GCN is ideally a future-proof design that provides excellent compute for its intended market segments. However, it will need some important changes to stay competitive, including continued emphasis on computational efficiency, cost-effectiveness, and adaptability to different applications. According to these leaks, Polaris GPUs should be produced on GlobalFoundries 14nm FinFET process, massively increasing the transistor density and efficiency per watt. Efficiency per watt has been a problem for AMD's GCN graphics processors in the past generation versus what NVIDIA has fielded with its Maxwell architecture. We will see the second generation of high bandwidth memory, a technology AMD has pioneered on their current Radeon R9 Fury graphics cards. So expect memory bandwidth that is in the range of a terabyte per second. We will also see native support for HDMI 2.0 for glorious 4K imagery running at 60 frames a second. So for AMD, the star Polaris is the inspiration to create beautiful pixels and images, much like the stars themselves. With the rise of virtual reality, there is an intense focus on creating beautiful but accurate images in smooth frame rates to help deal with some of the issues of virtual reality. Some of those issues include the uncanny valley, motion sickness, and image accuracy. The human eye and mind is a very tough customer, but Polaris might be the GPU architecture with both the pixel creating and pixel pushing power to make VR as ubiquitous as a flat screen monitor for certain segments. An interesting part of the accuracy equation is a push for 10 bits per color depth that has normally been reserved for the professional world, not gaming. Since VR will demand color accuracy, deep color, as it's often referred to, is a crucial technology for real-time interactive experiences. Customers are looking to experience something new in games, videos, and content on the web. Just look at the popularity of the Oculus Rift and how numerous other companies have VR initiatives and products on the way. And of course, general PC gamers will benefit from these advancements as well, especially if you're into 4K gaming and you want to hit that 60 FPS frame rate. There will be full support for DirectX 12.1, OpenGL 4.5, OpenCL 2.1, and the new Vulkan API that itself is in many ways derived from AMD's Mantle API. One thing that's on the mind of consumers, industry analysts, and even borderline fanboys like myself is whether or not Polaris will help AMD gain back so much of that market share they have lost to NVIDIA. Right now, AMD is taking a beating on all fronts. Polaris, like AMD's Zen, is a crucial part of making AMD competitive and relevant again. Part of that is offering great products at great price points, along with forging close relationships with software developers like NVIDIA has done. The difference is that AMD wants to keep so many graphics-relevant technologies open and GPU vendor agnostic. NVIDIA, however, has quite a bit of money to sway developers to use NVIDIA's GameWorks, which gives GeForce users a better experience and performance compared to AMD and Radeon users in the games that use GameWorks. NVIDIA is also better at developing drivers for new graphics products, while AMD is more like a fine wine. developing drivers over time that get better and better and better, but fail to drive the kind of performance desired in crucial time windows such as new graphics card releases and new game releases. NVIDIA's graphics drivers also tend to be less CPU intensive compared to AMD's drivers, which is very important, especially when comparing minimum frame rates. Now for me personally, I'm excited to see what will be available in the $200 to $300 range. $300 is really the sweet spot for value in graphics cards, so here's to hoping I can get R9 Fury level of performance with 8GB of video memory for $300 later this year. I've never spent more than that on a video card, and I intend to keep it that way. So once again, along with getting Polaris right as an architecture, AMD has to deliver efficient, effective drivers. They need to forge great developer relationships and create GPUs that offer the best-in-class performance and features for their price. The bundle deals they had a couple of years ago were also pretty awesome too. Who doesn't like a free game with a graphics card purchase, especially a game you actually want? So what are you guys hoping to see with Polaris? Will it be the nuclear weapon AMD needs to demolish NVIDIA? Or will it just be a failed attempt at reestablishing AMD's leadership in graphics technologies? Leave a comment down below, hit that like button if you enjoyed this, and consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any of my latest videos. I just today finally hit 100 subscribers, which is so awesome, and I really just have to send a shout out to every one of you guys. Thanks for supporting my channel, and I promise to deliver more content and more computer news to you in the future. You know, school, work, and life willing. But once again, thanks for watching, and I hope you have an excellent start to your new year. Take care, everybody.